What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Jaripeo, the best pregame show in the NFPL. Listen, we've got a lot to talk about today. It is the last game of the regular season for the women of Olé. They are traveling away to Columbus with the men for the first match of a double header this weekend, and then the men come back home to face Ginga FC. Not only will it be a race from Ohio to see who can get to Grand Rapids first from Saturday to Sunday, but then we're going to have to see who's the best on the court. You guys already know the drill on the order of operations here. We're going to kick it off with going around the league. We're going to talk about the games this weekend that are scheduled, what the fans are predicting will be the results today. And then most importantly, we're going to take a look at some goals from the Joy game last week. We made a statement. We won our game against Joy, beating last year's runners-up, sending them home with a reminder that Olé is serious about becoming the back-to-back champions. And then finally, we're going to look at some more messages from the players to you, the fans. We got a lot of positive feedback from that from last week. So with the quick turnaround, we're going to take advantage of the boys doing the work for us here on the show again. And they got some messages for you guys to send us into the weekend and hopefully to see you guys on Sunday. Finally, we'll go over a couple players to watch for both the men and the women. First, El Jaripeo pregame show to cover an away match, but we will be doing it to make sure we cover the men and the women one final time this season. And then, of course, we'll kick it to the expert. Let's see what we've got around the league. Let's take a look at the women's division and how it's squaring up. There's only one game left, and that's our beloved Grand Rapids Olé tonight. But first things first, the standings. Futsal Factory Academy in first place. They've all but sealed it in with that 39 goal differential. They have recovered from the loss to our very own Grand Rapids and held off Columbus last week in a 4-3 victory away from home. We see our beloved Grand Rapids women in second place at 4-1. Unless they come out scoring over 20 goals on Columbus in their favor in the differential, there really isn't a change in the standings here. And then Columbus Futsal women playing for pride tonight as they are 2-3. They have a chance to to get 500 for this season. They have really started to gel here to close out the end of the season, but unfortunately wasn't enough to get them into the playoff picture this year. And then finally, Futsal Indy, who had a very disappointing start to life in the women's division. They did not see a single win through their entire campaign. And now for the men's standings, let's start in the Southwest. It seems to work well for us every week. And we're going to see Brusa FC. They did not have any action over the last week, but they are still in first at 2-0-1, the last remaining undefeated side in the Southwest Division. We see New Mexico Flagship, who came away with a victory over San Diego last week, and they have moved up to second place at 2-1. San Diego Voyagers have played 4 matches so far. They are at 1-3, struggling with 3 losses straight here since their opening win against Colorado Futsal Academy. And then finally, the aforementioned Colorado Futsal Academy, with only 2 games to their name at this point, is 0-1-1. They are still looking for that first victory of the season. They'll be looking to improve and give the rest of the Southwest Division a run for their money. Moving on to the Midwest. They're right where we left them. It's FC Trezub. They are 7-0. They have all the points. They are currently the entire league leaders in points. They've also played 7 matches compared to the other divisions who have only done 5 or 6. Only one other team with more games than them so far this season, and that's Futsal Indy at the bottom of the table. They only have 2 matches left in their schedule. They are eliminated from playoff contention. Unfortunately, a very disappointing season the whole way round for Futsal Indy. Last year's dark horse that surprised everyone in the playoffs, ultimately falling to runners-up Joy Athletic, were not able to recapture the magic this year. Speaking of Joy Athletic, coming off of their Michigan away trips, they are now at 2-3-1, but don't be surprised by that losing record, because Joy is showing that they are, in fact, a team to be reckoned with, even though they have not shown well in the last couple of matches. Do not be surprised to see them make a large stride forward here for the end of the season to solidify a playoff position and get back to what they do best, and that's winning games in the Midwest. Cadence in third place. We did not see them in action over the last weekend. They are at 2-3 as they were before, and they will see action this week, and we'll see how they fare after a fair amount of time off. Finally, the Great Lakes Division. Grand Rapids Olay in first place. They are 5-0. They are undefeated. They are now ahead of Columbus Futsal with the win from last week over Joy by 2 points. And now, as you know, the two first and second place teams in the Great Lakes will mimic what the Midwest schedule looks like this weekend and face off. Tons of action this week in the NFPL. And look at Columbus, 4-1-1. They have been an absolute fortress to play in at Westwood Fieldhouse. This will not be an easy task for our Olay men as they look ahead to Columbus Futsal. Looking at third place, it's Futsal Factory Academy, who came away with a monumental win against Joy last weekend to bump back up to third place. They jumped ahead of Ginga, who did not see action last week and are at 2-4. They're without Robert Dameron this week as their starting goalkeeper, so I'm curious to see how they fare on the road to Cadence, who has proven to be quite feisty this year when they are at games. And finally, Ginga Futsal, the second match in Olay's doubleheader this weekend when Grand Rapids Olay travels back home to play hosts on Sunday. Ginga coming off of the back of a 12-12 tie away to Joy Athletic Club. So do not count this team out. Even though they're in fourth, they are getting results away from home with a tie at Columbus and most recently a tie at Joy, both difficult places to play at, especially considering the travel to Minneapolis from Southern Ohio. So with those standings, what kind of contest do we have to look forward to going into this weekend? It starts with the last match of the inaugural regular season for the women, and it starts with Columbus Futsal at Westwood Fieldhouse hosting our Grand Rapids Olay. The women kick off at 4 p.m. Then the men come in for Act 2 of the night, and they will be facing off at 7 p.m. So make sure to keep an eye on the NFPL YouTube channel for that live stream so you can catch both the men and the women competing in Columbus. And then we go to the Midwest. Not only do we have first versus second in the Great Lakes division here with Columbus and Grand Rapids facing each other, but in the Midwest, we see Joy play host to FC Trizub, who is first traveling to second. It's going to be another really big match. That one takes place at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Then at the exact same time, Cadence in Chicago should be hosting Michigan Futsal Factory. That's going to be an interesting one as Cadence has a lot of games still to go. When they do show up for games, they are fairly competitive as it seems. And Futsal Factory, although they're coming off of a very big win over Joy last week, will be playing this match away without their top goalkeeper, Robert Dameron. He is the glue that keeps his team together from what I can see from streams. So it'll be interesting to see what the dynamic is and who travels in his place to cover between the sticks in this away match. Then from there, we've got to head west. It's Brusa FC playing against Colorado Futsal Academy. It's the top of the division versus the bottom of the division. But remember, that Southwest division started later than the rest of the league, so there's a lot of matches to go. It's still too early to tell who the runaway favorites are in the Southwest division. Keep an eye on that match that'll take place at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain Time on Saturday. And then finally, we have the lone Sunday match. And guess what? It's ROLA hosting against Ginga Futsal. So that game will be at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 12th. Make sure that if you guys are in Grand Rapids or in the area that you are getting over to the homeschool building. Ginga is coming off of a very big tie. They played to a 12-12 draw at Joy in Minneapolis without one of their top players, Eric Hagerty. They're starting to pick up some steam as the season goes on. So keep an eye out for this match. It's one that maybe flew under the radar when we first looked at the season, but as it has progressed, it's certainly one that you don't want to miss. Now, looking at what the fans think is going to happen this weekend at the Predictions League, we are still waiting on 2 votes, but as things stand at the time of recording, Ole is completely favored in both of their matches, despite traveling to a very difficult Columbus for game one, despite having to face a Ginga side coming off of a massive away result and their longest away match fixture of the season. In both of the games this weekend, the fans say Ole, Ole, Ole. As far as other matches around the league, we look at the Cadence match against Futsal Factory. Cadence is favored 100% by the fans so far. The fans don't seem to have much confidence in Futsal Factory without Robert Danmerin between the pipes. And looking at the game with Joy hosting Trizub, we have our first discrepancy in a while. We finally have a fan that is not willing to go with the rest of the crowd and make a bold prediction. We finally have someone that is brave enough to make a guess away from the rest of the herd. He doesn't want to be mentioned because he's a fairly humble guy, and we're going to respect his privacy. But the Joy game does see one person voting in favor of Joy as the home team. The rest of the fans so far say, hey, Trizub is the 3-1 favorites in this one so far from the voting, and we can't see the division leaders going on without a win, even away to Joy. Only time will tell this weekend. It is a jam-packed weekend of games. The fans are obviously very excited about it. I'm sure you guys are excited too, particularly for our beloved Ole, and I cannot wait to see how this shakes out for the fans. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some of the goals that we saw against Joy as a highlight to get ourselves excited for this match this weekend. Unfortunately, one of the goals was not captured on video because of a technical difficulty experienced with the stream. But we do have 3 of the 4 goals for you guys. It won't be a traditional top 5 like we have every week. But hey, don't worry, fellas. I'm sure the girls are willing to pick up the slack for you this week and put together a full top 5 for 2 weeks from now for our last Hadi Payo. So we look at 3 goals from last week. The first one coming from Sammy. It wouldn't be a highlight reel without him, and he drew first blood in this match. Take a look at the rotation from Ole. You know how we like to do it. We poke, we prod, we find that opportunity. Boom! Sammy finds open space. Ole able to find a way to stretch that defensive diamond of Joy enough to create a running lane down the middle for Sammy. He feeds the corner, puts himself in position to score, and takes full advantage. Well done, Sammy, on this play to find this. It was a grind up to this point, trying to find that break in Joy. Sammy, of course, is the one to do it. But Sammy's not the only Esquivel on the court. Let's take a look at this from Lito. Lito actually disrupts this play early on. This kick-in is not going to happen for you, I'm sorry. And then Lito sees brother Sammy push this player to the middle, and like the apex predator that he is, stalks the prey, takes the shot. Yeah, you like that? We like that. That's how we do things in Grand Rapids right there. Beautiful. Look at this again. Sees the direction the player is running out of options because there's 2 Esquivels. If you're an opposing player, you don't want to be between 2 Esquivels. That's all there is to it. Ole's going to take advantage. Look at this goal from Daniel to close out the night. Daniel De Leon makes it 4-0 on this play. High press from Ole. Daniel immediately disrupting the play. Sees that there's nowhere for these players to go. Is there to snipe it off the back foot. And finds a tiny little hole in the back of the net and puts this thing through. But look at it in slow-mo again. You'll notice that Daniel does not miss. Beautiful goal and way to seal the deal for Ole with only 3.5 minutes left to go. This would be the nail in the coffin, and Joy was not able to find a way to capitalize with their 5th attacker for the rest of the night. We received a lot of positive feedback from getting some messages from the players to you, the fans, last week. So we went back to the well again and made the boys do the work for the pregame show this week and asked them a couple quick questions. First off, we asked some of our Ole staff and players what they thought was the key to Ole's success this year. And then secondly, what is the benefit of coming to see a futsal match, especially one with a winning team like Ole? Let's take a look at what some of our players and Coach Fabian had to say about how the season's going so far and why you're missing out if you haven't caught an Ole game yet. First and foremost, we start with Miguel in the goal. We asked him what he can give credit for Ole's success, and he said, of course, the brotherhood that they have. They have known each other for years, which makes it easier to play together and have the success we have been having. I believe we can sweep the league again. We train hard. We're dedicated to this team and only want to grow and succeed as a group at the highest level possible. We also caught up with one of the newer players on the squad, Jair Real. He has been integral to our success so far this season and injecting some fresh energy to this squad and keeping opposing teams on their toes. When asked about the reason for success so far this season, he simply put, I believe one of the reasons for this is the fact that we adjust very well to our opponents. We followed up with him and asked him if he thought we'd be able to repeat this year, and he was very confident in his response. Most definitely. We have so much that we haven't shown yet. It all comes down to what team can bring that out of us. Nobody has brought the dog out of us yet this season. We will win. Winning is always fun and beneficial, even though sometimes there's more to learn in the losses. We do pretty well learning from the wins as well. We were also very fortunate to catch up with Coach Fabian this week as things wrapped up from practices, and he had very similar story and sharing in the success with the men on this team. Fabian had this to say about their success so far this season. If I can only give one reason on the season's success thus far, I would give all the credit to the homegrown players. Our guys trust and love the process. They play for each other, and win or lose, we're a family. And then when it comes down to what to expect for the rest of the season and whether we can go all the way and why you shouldn't miss any of the matches remaining this season, he credited the fans. Youth club families and supporters are an extension of our team. Everyone plays a key role in the culture of our club. Fans give the team a bigger purpose. Now let's get into the players to watch as we head into this weekend. We start with the women of Olay. And number one for me has got to be Shelly Vargas. Shelly had a few absolutely stunning goals over the course of the month of February, one of which made it into the running for goal of the month. It was an absolute rifled shot from the sideline. Very tight angle, found its way through against, I believe it was Columbus in that match. And she has been an absolute menace to goalkeepers all month long, and hard worker on the court, providing for other players on the court as well for their opportunities. Definitely someone to keep an eye out for going into this match away to Columbus. Number two has got to be Citlali Luna. She has also had an extraordinary month of February, including the home leg against Columbus, where she had 2 goals. She had an absolutely beautiful toe poke, as well as that famous scoop that was in the top 5 last week that just made it over the fingertips of the goalkeeper. She's had some very memorable moments going through February into March, and I think she's definitely going to be someone to keep an eye out for in this final match of the regular season and beyond as we follow her.
Welcome, spectators, friends, family members, and loyal fans to the Grand Rapids Homeschool building for today's regular season NFPL matchup between Grand Rapids Olay and the visitors, Ginga Futsal Sala. First, the starting lineup for Ginga Futsal Sala. Number 19, Eric Haggerty. The goalkeeper, Upgrade Castillo. Number 5, Jorge Ginavar. Number 14, Yuta Umida. And number 10, Konsuki Nakai. And now, the starting lineup for Grand Rapids Olay. The goalkeeper, Alfonso Zavala. Number 6, Gio the Cannon Garcia. Number 25, Little Cesar Mendez. Number 22, Sammy Slime Esquivel. And number 17, Uriel Garcia. Spectators, I invite you to stand, to remove your hats, and to face the flag for the playing of the national anthem. As our teams get set for kickoff, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors who made this team possible. Special thanks goes to In-Law and to the offices of Springstead, Bardish, Borgula, and Lynch. Our referee crew today is Josh Peterson, Ryan Laus, and Jaime Ramirez. Please stand by as we prepare for kickoff. Folks, it's futsal time. Today, we've got Grand Rapids Olay in the white jerseys taking on Ginga Futsal Sala or Ginga FS. Grand Rapids Olay comes into this game undefeated, although narrowly as of last night. We'll talk about it. Grand Rapids Olay, they are the 2022 NFPL League champions from last year, and today they take on their Great Lakes Conference rival, Ginga. Ginga is currently placed 4th in the division, Grand Rapids Olay in 1st, and it is time that we get ready for playoffs. We are looking at the playoff picture starting today, and there's a task ahead of Ginga as they come into this game. They have to start winning. They have to pick up wins for today in order to qualify. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a tight race to the finish, but their march has to start here. Now, we've got Jorge Univart in the corner on the ball, plays it across here, doesn't find anybody on this first attempt. Ginga, they had quite a season so far. They've scored massive amounts of goals in a 12-12 tie earlier in the season, but they come into today's game 1-4-2. Only one win on their record. Now, that's a good shot from Grand Rapids Olay, an attempt early on the goal. Both teams have had a look, but neither have found the net. 0-0 just minutes into today's game. It's going to be an exciting one. We have had some electric NFPL action as of lately, and tonight's game will be no different. Here's Eric Hegarty at the top. He's going to just smash one. Eric Hegarty scored quite a handful of goals for his team. 8 goals, in fact, already on this season. This is the second scheduled competition between these two teams, and quite likely the last time that they will play each other in this season, unless, of course, Ginga really kicks it up and makes the playoffs. This could be their last matchup. I had a chance to chat with Coach Fabian a little bit, and he said, well, we've been playing this Ginga team for many, many years, even before they were part of the NFPL, and most of the time we have been beating them. We'll see if that continues tonight. Here's Gio Garcia out of the back for Grand Rapids Olay, finding Uriel. Uriel, he had himself a little game last night. Cesar played as well, didn't find the net, but Gio did, had a nice tap-in off of an assist playing at Columbus. A spicy game. Did you guys catch that one? Tell me in the chat. I know Dante was there. What's up, Coach Dante? Nice to see you. This is Sammy. Sammy's been having quite the season for himself this year. We'll talk about him a little bit. Sammy wearing the orange captain's band, playing the fixo position out of the back. I have great expectations for him again in this game. This is Jorge Ginovar. He's had a great season as well. He's been a leading goal scorer and has been leading this Ginga team in assists. So anytime he gets the ball, watch for him to be dishing it off or finding these Ginga players at the back post. It's a very threatening spot for him. And if you see Eric Hegarty, he's over on the close sideline. Watch for when he shoots. This man has a rifle on his foot. It's very accurate. Here's an example of that right here. You're going to see him want to take these little cuts, lay up, and then take a shot. Watch for that throughout the game. Now, here's Fonso Zavala getting some playing time. We haven't seen a whole lot of Fonso Zavala. I was chatting with Fonso a little bit. He was excited about the opportunity to maybe play in some of the games, but the regular goalkeeper, Miguel Cervantes, has been holding it down for Grand Rapids Olay as Ginga maybe has an opportunity. They've won the ball, but Cesar Martinez comes back, and a foul is called, or maybe an out of bounds. It's a bit complicated, I'm not sure. It looks like they've maybe called the foul against Cesar in the first approach, and then whatever happened afterwards is irrelevant, it seems. Grand Rapids Olay doing Grand Rapids Olay things, getting up in everybody's business, being nice and annoying like they do. It's a difficult team to play against Grand Rapids. They're passionate, they pester you, they get in your head. And you see a little bit of that here from Uriel as he stands over the ball. Bit of a botched play, but the first foul of the game has been recorded so far. Eric Hegarty with space on his left. Fonso makes the save with his melon. Now, it's unclear looking at him whether that's a watermelon or a honeydew, but either way, it was sweet. Another corner kick that doesn't quite come together for Ginga, and they're back on the defense. They've dropped all the way back to the half. Kind of going to use a defensive diamond shape. Eric Hegarty playing on the left today. Johnny Zamudio in the game for Grand Rapids Olay. Also, our certified young gun at only 16 years old is Gabe Mose Crawford, longtime player for Grand Rapids Olay. Since he was a child, maybe 7 or 8 years old, he started with the club, and he's been playing ever since. Mose rocking a fresh haircut. I know Mose, he likes to paint. Maybe he was at a painting class and wanted to look extra good. For those of you who also like painting, journaling, and left-footed people, Mose Crawford, he's a single man, so, you know, maybe you can get his number. But you'd have to come out to one of our games. We are in the Grand Rapids Homeschool building. It's the new facility for Grand Rapids Olay's men's and women's team that we've been playing out of. It's been a nice home for us. It's cozy in here. Fits a good couple hundred of spectators. Here's Mr. Castillo, Mr. Upgrade himself, making a save, getting his hands on the ball for the first time. Flying to the back post is Yutra Umida, but doesn't connect with the ball. It sails out of bounds, and Fonso will play out of the back. Now, Ginga, they joined the league last year. They're a new team officially to the NFPL. Aren't one of the founding members, but that's no problem. We still love having them here, but they have never ever defeated Grand Rapids in the history of the NFPL. Not once has Ginga defeated Grand Rapids, but then again, not many people get the opportunity to do so, as Grand Rapids Olay is undefeated on this season, and including a streak from last season. Now, last time that these teams played in 2022, the scores were 18-1 in favor of Grand Rapids, and 10-2 in favor of Grand Rapids. Another one across the net there, but nobody there for Ginga to put it all the way in. But overall, I totaled up the goal differential between Grand Rapids Olay and Ginga, and well, it turns out that the total score across 2 years of competitions in the NFPL is 6 goals for Ginga and 38 for Grand Rapids Olay. So we might see a bit of a high-scoring game today. Ginga hasn't scored yet, neither has Grand Rapids Olay. It is still 0-0. And 15 minutes remain in this half. We wish the best to your GoPro camera as it takes a trip. That'll make a good blooper reel on someone's YouTube. You can actually follow some of these Ginga players on YouTube. Eric Hegarty has a prominent YouTube channel. You can check in and hear about the day in a life of a futsal player. It's a very interesting one. I'll give you a hint, though, before you go and look. He eats a lot of peanut butter and energy drinks. This is Gabe working with Daniel De Leon wearing 26. Gabe in the pink shoes finds Mose open, sliding Mose, dancing over people, finding the top net. Is there a goal? Yes, they've indicated it's a goal! Grand Rapids Olay opens up the scoring line. Wowee, what a start to this game. Mose Crawford finding the back of the net, hits off the top post, and bounces in. A beauty, one he's sure to be proud of. Also, the referees did indicate after that one there was an accumulated foul that snuck in there. I'll try to get a read on the foul count for the viewers that are joining us so we can keep track of what's going on. I know a couple of fouls, especially those accumulated fouls, can be a bit sneaky when they come in. I will just, I'll be right back with you on that foul count. Hey, what is the foul count anyways over there, scorekeeper? Never mind, we'll sort it out for you. All right, here's Ginga now. This is number 11, Vicente Ocampo, getting his first time in the game, joined by Kensuke Nakai. Eric Hegarty in a spicy position, but Gio found the ball, poked it out. Ooh, goes for the chip over Fonso. Fonso says, no, sir, not today, not today. Eric Hegarty on the corner. Using his right foot here. He is playing on the left side, but does prefer to use his left foot. You'll see again, he's going to make those cuts in and then use his right foot versus coming down the sideline and using his left. Kind of his signature style, if I had to say so myself. Oh, a ball for me. Oh, here you go. Eric Hegarty on the kick-in on the half line for Ginga. This is Cesar Martinez, and only 18 years old. He grew up in the youth academy here. In fact, he is coached by Coach Gio, who's touching the ball now. This is Sam. That's within Sam's range. He's going to shoot. Sam can score from about anywhere he wants to. He's got a very powerful shot, and he's got the leg size of a full-grown male kangaroo. If you take a look at his calves, it is full kangaroo size. Udiel does some defensive work, scopes it out. Now this is Udiel and Sammy working out of the back. Eric Hegarty breaks up the pass, goes on the counter attack. Sammy's there. Sammy coming in at 6'2", over 200 pounds. He's very difficult to push off of the ball. When he steps up defensively, you better watch out. He might break you. Gio Garcia, you see he's got his knee taped up today. This is 2 back-to-back games, a doubleheader weekend for Grand Rapids Olay, so a couple of the players are missing from today's games. A couple of the players are a little bit banged up. You see Gio, he does have the taped knee. He visited our friends at PT Sports Pro, physical, personal, and performance. So nice of them to be at our games to take care of these athletes who work so hard. You're watching the NFPL. It's the National Futsal Premier League, the highest level of futsal in the United States. Sammy cuts, takes one with his left. Sammy now one shot left-footed, one shot right-footed. Ready to rampage. Cesar Martinez will take the kick. Player stacking up at the top of the arc. Sails it across to Gio. Sold lays and plays to the outside. Cesar, many defenders on him, can't break through. And the ball goes out of bounds for a goal clearance. Mr. Upgrade himself sends it out. Now we've got a Ginga possession, an opportunity to move the ball around. Kensuke Nakai on the ball. He's got yellow and pink shoes. Just some highlights there. They appear to be Nike. Scoops, tries to go over Sammy. Sammy breaks him up. Sammy, both of the Esquivel brothers, in fact, they love to wear Puma shoes. So you'll see Sammy's got a pair of Pumas, despite most of the team liking Nike. I'm a Puma fan myself. What about you? Share with me in the chat what is your favorite futsal shoe. Maybe you have those new ones by Senda. Those are really nice too. Bit of trouble from the high press for Grand Rapids Olay. Kensuke Nakai manages to break things up, but it still ends up Grand Rapids Olay ball. They drop off a little bit, but look, encroaching now. Forcing Grand Rapids to play deep. Forcing them to play close to their own goal. Can be uncomfortable sometimes. If you're in youth sports, this is why we don't mind when children dribble near the goal, because they have to do things like this. They have to be comfortable with the ball in spicy situations. Substitution there. Gabe Villagomez on for Grand Rapids Olay. Jorge on the ball. He's got nuts. He's got such nice feet. Such a delight to see him dribble. De Leon moving the ball quickly. Mose goes for a bit of an acrobatic move there. Sort of like an ice skater taking flight. Owen just sneaking out of bounds there. A nice attempt, but it's going to be the ball for Ginga. Gina Vart on the ball. Yuta Umida playing the high point, defended by Johnny. All right, Gina Vart, tries his luck. Oh, here goes a fast break now. Daniel De Leon doesn't like what he sees, scoops across. Mose finds the ball, toe pokes off the side post and out of bounds. This is Mose Crawford on the ball. Excellent defense by this Ginga team. They've been improving every single game, every single season since they've joined this league. Always little improvements. That was not one of them. However, Grand Rapids Olay ball, they've made their way into Ginga territory. Johnny Zamudio calling for the ball as he moves across. Doesn't find anything. Still Grand Rapids Olay ball. Now, the last time that these two teams played earlier in the season, Grand Rapids Olay, they won the game. Ginga, they lost. The final score of that game was 10-3, but the score in today's game is just 1-0. So far, an improvement for Ginga as they chase the ball back. Fonso sends it way far forward. Can't quite connect with Gabe Villagomez. We've got some viewers. We are streaming live on YouTube. Some folks in the chat have shared what their favorite futsal shoes are. We've got some Senda fans. We've got some Jomas. Oh, I love a pair of Jomas. So far, I'm looking on the court. I just see a whole bunch of Nike, but if I see a Joma, I'll point it out. Fonso getting involved, gets a hand smack on it. I think there was a foul there against Ginga. Still not clear what the foul count is, but when I figure it out, I will tell you. Maybe about 2 or 3 apiece. Nothing in danger yet, but in futsal, if you do end up with more than 5 fouls on your 6th foul, then it goes into the bonus and you start giving away free kicks to the other team. Not something that you want to be doing. Grand Rapids, they've been known for some unnecessary fouls, especially in times when they don't really need to be doing that. Today it looks like they've been a bit reserved. They're holding themselves together, but only one goal differentiates these teams. Grand Rapids Olay trying to hang on to their undefeated season. Fonso makes the save, steps out. He's only got 4 seconds to play it, dishes it off smartly. Here's Sammy. Sammy winds up, looks like he was going to go for a big one. Just didn't quite connect with his team. A little piece-out play, a little dump backwards to try to get a shot off. Wild ball coming over. Fonso's going to escort it out of bounds. Grand Rapids Olay pretty much solidifies a playoff spot with a win tonight. That's what's on the line for Grand Rapids Olay. They have more or less secured a spot, but it's about whether or not they will be able to host the playoffs. So you see the higher seeded team hosts, and that's what Grand Rapids is playing for today. They're not questioning whether they'll make the playoffs, they're questioning really whether they will host or not. Now, Ginga, on the other hand, they are playing for their playoff lives in this game. If Ginga does not take a win here and subsequently the rest of their games, they are in danger of not making the playoffs. Yuto Mita just can't quite bring that ball down. It ends up out of bounds, and it's going to be a Grand Rapids Olay kick-in. Subs now for Ginga. We see Jail on the far side for Ginga, number 18. Maybe that's Jay. Udiel with pressure on his back, but still going forward. Cuts, shoots! Ooh, wow. Just an individual effort by Udiel to get forward. Fire off a shot. Gio Garcia, Sammy Esquivel. This is Grand Rapids with some good passing, high pressure movement, lots of communication from them. And that's a timeout for Grand Rapids Olay, the first timeout so far in the first half. Have you been following the NFPL lately? At the first time out of every game, I bring you a look around the league. Well, this weekend, actually just yesterday, the Great Lakes Fortress Columbus Futsal hosted Grand Rapids Olay men and women last night. The Olay women took the W 2-3 over Columbus, and in an absolutely wild game, Grand Rapids Olay tied the game with 10 seconds remaining to have a final score against Columbus of 6-6. It was first and second place in the Great Lakes Division playing each other. Huge game. Also first and second in the Midwest Division, Joy Athletic Club tackled the League Kings. FC Trizub at home delivering the first loss with a final score of 10-9 in favor of Joy. Also, Caden Soccer and Futsal Club welcomed their cross-conference opponent Futsal Factory in a competition that brought a 3-3 tie. Ball back in for Grand Rapids Olay. They've had a timeout. We see Fonso has sort of come out of his goal. I wonder if they decided that maybe this was the time that they were going to start flying the goalkeeper, or maybe just a little surprise attack, something to spice things up coming out. Hegarty takes a shot. Trying to follow the ball up was Jay. Jay Peltier, his first attempt on goal in the game. 1-0 here in Grand Rapids. 8 minutes remaining in the half. The ball's moved to the sideline. Squeaks and movements as the Ginga team tries to get forward, but Grand Rapids Olay continues to be strong defensively and has kept them out of the goal so far. Player goes down there. Looks like it was Gio. Gets tripped up on that play, and they've called the foul. That's the third foul against Ginga. Sammy now. Gio has a swing at it. No go. Let's talk a little bit about Sammy Escobar. He's just been an absolute firecracker, nominated for Goal of the Month in January. Ooh, a little deflection from Udiel, but Upgrade himself makes the save. Fonso can't quite get his hands on it. It's a goal! Scored by number 10, Nakai Kansuki. What a nice play. They've been going for that one a couple of times. They looked at it 2-3 times, looking for the header right at the tip of the arc, and that was the one that beat the goalkeeper to tie things up. 1-1 is your score. Grand Rapids Olay, they have been threatened by Columbus last night. They've been shown that it is possible to take on the current NFPL champions, the league giant Grand Rapids Olay. Top of their division, trying to stay undefeated. The only team left in the NFPL that's undefeated is Grand Rapids Olay. On your near sideline here, you'll see Jorge Ginavart. He's had 5 goals and 6 assists on the season. It's not often you see a player. Wow! Suddenly, the ball, it's in the net. It's a goal! Ginga goes up 2-1 in this match. 2 back-to-back goals has left Grand Rapids Ole shocked, stunned, not sure how to proceed, but that's one thing you can count on from Grand Rapids. They're never really out of a game. Even last night, going down by 2-3 goals to Columbus, they brought it back to tie in the final 10 seconds, flying the goalkeeper, and Miguel Cervantes had that final goal. What a beauty. Did you watch it? I did. Here's Jorge Ginavart. 2 defenders on him. He takes 2 defenders. He's that kind of player. Kansuki. Jorge Ginavart being pressured. Eric Hegarty. Ginga with a nice possession here, maintaining the ball, keeping it in Grand Rapids territory. Grand Rapids patient on the defense. Jorge works out of that pressured situation. Here's Eric Hegarty on the ball now. Eric weaving through players. Grand Rapids just not quite able to pick off the ball here. Ginga's attack continuing. Oh, but they break up a pass here. Gabe shoots! Great save by Upgrade Castillo. 5 minutes remaining in the game. Plays being called coming out of the Grand Rapids Ole bench. 2 players stacked up. Johnny running forward, fakes, rolls it back. It's going Grand Rapids Ole way. In case you were curious, if the ball hits the ceiling in the competition, it gets moved out to the sideline. Some stadiums, they have very specific rules about different things. This is Mose Crawford with a little bit of time here. It's a tie up there, and the foul, it's going to go towards, against Grand Rapids Ole. Did you hear that through my mic? The referee, he let me know that there was a bit of a tie up there. He had pulled the player down with him, although it looked like it was a tie up that went both ways. It was against Grand Rapids Ole on this one. The foul count is tied up now. A shot there, Grand Rapids Ole ball. Eric Hegarty hasn't found the net yet tonight, uncharacteristic for him. He's scored in 3 or 4 of his matches already this season. Over half of the games he's played, he's found the goal, including a hat trick against Joy. Looks like maybe that was tipped on the slide from Ginavart. Upgrade Castillo. If you've watched him play, you know he's full of fun and nonsense. He's an enjoyable goalkeeper to watch. Rotations, players tripping, falling. All 3 of the 4 Ginga players on the ground there, but Mose sails it over the top of the bar, and we're going into another timeout. Well, have you followed us on YouTube? Have you checked out our Twitch, our Twitter, maybe our Discord, or our TikTok, or the way that I stay up to date, which is the National Futsal Premier League website, nationalfutsalpremierleague.com. You can see reviews about the games that have already been played and about previews of upcoming matches. But most importantly, I wanted to impart on you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, we can do it. And we're back after the Ginga timeout. So far in this game, it's been 1-1, but Ginga just put in a goal to bring their first lead of the match. Not often you see Ginga leading over Grand Rapids Olay, but you see a smaller Grand Rapids Olay bench today. A lot of players that weren't able to make today's game, including Miguel Cervantes, the typical starting keeper for Grand Rapids Olay. He's competing in an indoor soccer competition, traveling with Rapid City, the local Grand Rapids indoor soccer team. A couple of the guys actually play for both teams, so because of the matchup, we've got just a smaller Grand Rapids Olay bench. In fact, I'm looking, it looks like Ginga even has just as many or maybe even more substitutes on this trip. It's about 5 hours to come up from Cincinnati. Personally, I like taking 75 to 23, but maybe you're one of those folks that likes to weave through Indiana, you weirdos. Now, here comes Sammy Escobar out of the back. Sammy again. Now Gio. Did you see Sammy's goal last night? Did you watch that? It's about the 12th minute in the first half. Nope, make that the second half. Sammy Escobar more or less puts the ball over top of his defender and then puts a left-footed volley into the net. It was extraordinary. Extraordinary. If that goes to goal of the month, I will be voting for it. High pressure. Look at this effort from Nakai. Ginga staying coordinated here, managing to keep the ball. Grand Rapids Olay staying vigilant on the defense. Jorge Ginavart shoots! Saved by Fonso. Still down a goal is the undefeated champions. There's a bit of a confusion here. If you're not sure about the rule, here's how it works. The goalkeeper cannot receive a back pass twice, but in this case, because it touched the Ginga player, they're saying that, well, really, maybe this is the wrong call. Maybe they called this and they shouldn't have. The referees, they're going to talk this one over, but it's a tricky rule in futsal. The idea is that the ball continues to move forward. You don't get this situation that you see with constant back passes in soccer. They just limit to one back pass. So in this case, we're going to have a drop ball. The referees have corrected their call. It's a tricky one to call. A lot of times you actually see this call get missed, but in this case we see an overcall by the referees, but they have sorted things out and we're on our way. Fonso Zavala with the ball for Grand Rapids Olay. Calls for a foul here. Foul play. They're saying the ball went out of bounds. Apparently fouls don't count if the ball's out of bounds. Sammy Escobar wearing that captain's band today. Plays all the way across to Udiel. Udiel tries to go. Ginga wins it. Ginavart in the center where he likes to be. Haggerty in his favorite spot. Cut. Here it is. Ooh, it's the classic Haggerty move. Doesn't fire the shot this time, though. On the far side now is Haggerty. Will he use his left foot? He does. Fonso makes the save. That little cut move. I hereby dub it the Haggerty. Still a goal down is the NFPL champions, Grand Rapids Olay, undefeated up until this point, but could Ginga be the team to take them down? We'll find out as we go along. Minutes remaining still in this first half. Lots of futsal still to go. Another play towards the upper body, maybe the head here for Ginga. They're really trying to have a game filled with headers, I suppose. Kansai has one, another header! Ginavart on the header this time, but Fonso makes the save. Gio's going to send one scooping. Sammy can't quite track it down as it sails out of bounds. Kick in, Ginga. Now, Ginga, they've only defeated one other opponent this season, and that's Futsal Indy. They have tied 2 others. They have tied Joy Athletic Club, and they have tied Columbus Futsal. So, despite Ginga only having 1 win, you may not want to count them out just yet. They're looking for their first or their second win of the season here. Could they do it against Grand Rapids Olay, or will we see their 3rd tie of the season? Cesar breaks it up. Cesar working hard to get back now. Happens sometimes that player cuts in front of him, and then you run into his back, and that's the foul. Cesar picked up a yellow card in the last home game for dissent. We'll see if he keeps his mouth tame today. Playing it through, nothing doing as Fonso scoops the ball. Good effort there from Cesar running up and down the court, but does nothing but draw a foul. Here's Mose Crawford. Mose, I love the haircut. Sammy, can he be the hero today? He hasn't scored yet, but I know he'd like to. Broken up. Haggerty involved, nothing. Here's Sammy. Doesn't like what he sees, so goes back. Daniel De Leon, now Gio Garcia. Finds Sammy across. He's got friends with him. He's going to cut, go. Sails one across. Mose was there, but he can't quite put a body on it. And new substitutions coming in for Grand Rapids Olay. Both teams keeping fresh legs, but it's time to defend. Johnny Zamudio, the fixo here, has been assigned to Jorge Ginevart. Jorge, the player out of Barcelona, Spain, playing in the NFPL out of Cincinnati now. Just some speculation from Grand Rapids Olay. Just watching. The 5th attacker is in. Fonso has made his way to the corner. You'll see him wearing blue. Grand Rapids Olay scored like this last night in the final 10 seconds of the match to tie it up. They know it works for them. Uh-oh, trouble here. Sends a long one. Johnny's there. Johnny Zamudio breaks it up. Will they send Fonso back out, or will they keep him in the goal? We'll see. They opt to play with 4 attackers. Fonso just standing in no man's land. Fonso instructing the play from the back. Gabe, now Johnny. Johnny wants to step up and shoot. Excellent defending by Ginga as they slide that one out. Now sneaking in is Fonso Zavala, creeping towards the corner. Gabe. Daniel De Leon. De Leon. Zamudio. Gotta be patient when your 5th attacker is in. Johnny, he takes the shot. Nothing doing. It's a sprint to go the other way. Upgrade hustles to get that ball back into play. It's a shot. Pings off the shin guard of Johnny. It's out of bounds for a corner kick. What was a high attack opportunity for Grand Rapids has now turned into defense. 11 seconds remain in the half. There's an indirect foul called, so not towards the count. Just seconds remain in this game here. I think maybe the ball has gone out of bounds. I think we will see a goal clearance if I'm not surprised. But join us at halftime. I'm sure there'll be a halftime show out here today, although I haven't quite heard one way or another. And that's our halftime. Your halftime scores: Grand Rapids Olay 1, Ginga leading with 2 goals. Don't go anywhere. More NFPL action coming up next. Folks, I just got word that we're playing my personal favorite, musical chairs. What's up? guys see the game last night? Were you watching? I saw one of my absolute favorite goals of the season last night, scored by Sammy Esquivel. Our stream team, I believe, has prepared the clip. It's in the second half. Grand Rapids Ole is in need of a goal, and Sammy Esquivel steps up. Look at this. Let's see, this is not the one yet, but Sammy Esquivel, he works to basically pick the player off, and once he's got the ball, he puts it over the defender right here and then sends a left-footed volley. Watch this. Scoop, and boop. Oh, come on. NFPL, I'm looking at you. If you're hearing me, this is goal of the month content right here. And I'm telling you, this is great futsal, guys. If you're not watching these other games during the week, you gotta be. There's fantastic futsal happening here in the United States. The NFPL is going places, and you're on board. If you're enjoying the production that we put on, we're actually just volunteers. We do this because we love the sport, and you could help us out by subscribing. It's a simple, free way for you to be able to kind of give us a little bit of a boost. But if you're not seeing some of this content, if you're not watching the games, go check out a game. If you're not sure who to watch, I recommend Grand Rapids Ole, I recommend Columbus, I recommend Trizub, and I recommend Joy. It's 4 of the top teams right now in the Midwest and in the Great Lakes conferences. We're almost into playoff season. Playoff starts in April, and we'll talk a little bit more about that during the game. But for now, we've just got a few minutes left of halftime. I'm looking now. The teams are just starting to make their way back on the court, so buckle in for more action. And if you're in the chat, feel free to say hello. I've got it open here, so enjoy the second half. Here from Cincinnati, we've got a great game on our hands. Just a 1-goal difference between these two teams, and the reigning champions, the undefeated Grand Rapids Olay, is coming into this game, into this second half, down by a goal. They've had their halftime talks, they've recuperated, they've had a chance to see the enemy, the other team, their attack and their defense, and now it's a chance to make the corrections that you need to, make the changes that are going to make the difference in the second half. Coach Fabian, he's been awarded in the Coach of the Month and in the all NFPL honors at the end of last season. Coach Fabian, in my opinion, the GOAT. Goated. So we'll see what corrections we have on our hands for Grand Rapids Olay. And then we've got Ginga Futsal Sala. He's stepping up here. Another header attempt from Ginga. It's worked for them so far. 2 long balls, 1 header over Alfonso. And that's what I would continue to do. Cesar Martinez working out of the back. Finds Gio on a nice cutting pass. Beats a couple defenders. Sammy was there, but Gio opts to keep the ball. No need to give it away after you worked so hard to get it back. Well, I do have your Rudy hot takes prepared for you. I'm excited to bring these to you. Every time at halftime, I have a little sit down. I have myself a little think, and I come to you with what I think each team could do better after the first half. I'm no coach. There's a reason why they pay me. Well, they don't even pay me. There's a reason why I stand here and talk versus coach, but here's what I think that each team could do better. If you're Grand Rapids Olay, skip the drama, focus on the attack. You can't get tied up in fouls, this, that, or the other. You gotta focus on what you're doing to be successful. And there's Cesar doing exactly that, just working hard, getting back. The other thing for Grand Rapids Olay, stay fresh. Take substitutions, conserve your energy. It's a long second half ahead of you, and you need to be able to play in the whole thing. This is some nice play here as Sammy is on the defensive work. I think it's just tipped off of Sammy's toe. It's going to go to a corner kick for Ginga. Kensuke Nakai having a great game for himself today. 1 goal already. Another save for Fonso. And this is Jorge. Sammy pestering on the defense. High pressure now. Sammy finds the ball, tries to play it in, doesn't work out. It's a counter attack going the other way. Cesar gets in big, trips up Jorge Ginevart. It was a bit of a challenge there from Cesar. He's not that big, Cesar, only 165 pounds, only 5'5", but he is still capable of taking a player down. This is Eric Haggerty searching for his first goal, looking to take a 2-goal lead for Ginga. Fonso moving players. Fonso's chess game seems to have worked, but it's a corner kick and the danger is not gone. Look at this, Sammy and Fonso kind of going at it, the two of them. They're not used to having Fonso in the goal. Usually it's Miguel. Bit of a different style. Here's a shot. Still a corner kick is on, just from the other side of the court now. Waiting in anticipation. And this one sails away, the danger pass now. Grand Rapids Olay with an opportunity to do it. Continuing my Rudy hot takes for Grand Rapids Olay, my final hot take for them is pass it to Sammy. Because my man's got a rocket for his foot. All right, now if you're Ginga, I'll bring you my hot takes for them in a second. Ginga, here's what I would do if I'm Ginga. First of all, do what works. Send the long ball. If it's getting over the head of, or the hands of Fonso Zavala, hey, do it. It's scoring goals. Secondly, set a pick for Haggerty. Haggerty's little move hasn't come together for him yet. Haggerty hasn't scored a goal. Maybe move a couple defenders around for him so that he can score. And then finally, if you're Ginga, if you're going to survive, if you're going to hold this lead, you have to defend with everything. So there you go. That's your Rudy hot takes for your second half. We'll see if what I say comes together or if it's just hot air. Cesar picking it out here. It's a 2v1. He passes it. Oh, wow, a nice long leg. Uh-oh, passes it straight to Hegarty. Hegarty now going Sammy. Hegarty cuts. Fonso gets in there, makes the save. It's out of bounds for a goal clearance. That was Yuta Imida coming down with the attempt over Fonso that didn't quite turn out. Still pushing the tempo is Ginga, up by a goal, 2-1 here. But Ginga, they're not done. They're hungry. They want more. Daniel De Leon picked himself up a foul in the first half, but now finding his way back into the game. He's a young player, not that old. This is Gabe Villagomez, 16 years old as well. And there's Mose with a nice attempt. Mose, he's the left-footed player on this Grand Rapids Olay team, especially with Cole's leg injury. He stands alone as the only lefty, other than me, of course, but I guess I don't count. Thanks to those of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. We are trying to get 1,000 subscribers to be able to unlock new features within YouTube and be able to bring you better content. Coach Satora has subbed in for Ginga. He's wearing number 2, playing the fixo position all the way in the back. We've got a couple of teams that do operate with a player-coach sort of scenario. We've seen that a few times this season. Ginga is one of these particular teams. A splitting pass, oh, and a miscomm there, and a casualty for the Ginga camera. Here's Kensuke Nakai. They're sailing the long one. Hey, maybe they listen to me. Do what works. Send the long ball. High pressure now. The second line of players in here for... Oh, Mose breaks some ankles. He's getting forward. Nice play by Grand Rapids Olay. It's these simple things to just advance the ball forward. Gabe fires a shot, and it's a goal! The young gun, Gabe Villagomez, smashes one low, hard, and into the back of the net. Just exactly what Grand Rapids Olay needed. 2-2 is your score, all tied up here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Eric Hegarty still looking for his classic Hegarty move. Hasn't found it yet. Confusion there about what the call was, but it ends up being a goal clearance. Forced to clear it as Johnny does find the head of Mose, but the keeper makes his bird call. Keeper. This is Nakai. Here's Gabe Villagomez, 1 goal already. Pressure on him. Nakai, great defending, tries to turn, gets spun around like he was a sock inside of a washing machine, goes down, draws the foul. And we've got a shot coming up for Grand Rapids Olay. Maybe a little razzle-dazzle, maybe a trick play. We're going to watch and find out. It's an in-conference matchup. Grand Rapids Olay undefeated. Tied currently, but Gabe Villagomez hunting for another goal. Both goalkeepers playing a bit of chess. There's Mose, strikes one, hits off the post. A nicely composed play. Mose takes a fall. Johnny gets down and slides the ball out. Only one thing to say about this from our friends at Columbus. 2-2 is your score. Here's Eric Hegarty, shoots one, and it's wide. Trotting back are the Ginga defenders, slowly backpedaling as they give space. They honor the effort of Mr. Zamudio in breaking up that play. Villa Gomez, high pressured, makes him slip and fall. That'll bruise your hip. Zamudio with 2 defenders on him. Now Mose almost had that shot but pinged it off the post. Trying to get by. He does call the foul there as the 2 of them get tied up. De Leon, he was tied up in one of those earlier. It went against De Leon. This time it went in favor of De Leon for Grand Rapids Olay. It's another foul against Ginga. It's another one in the territory. Are we going to see the same play placed here? I see Mose on the ball. Johnny, he's the tallest player out here. Here it is. Gabe takes the shot. Nothing doing in that one. 2 fouls, 2 plays, 0 goals. 2-2, all tied up here. Ginevart sneaking into the corner. He tries to receive a pass, but it's broken up in the middle there. I believe that was De Leon on the defense. Daniel De Leon, he drives a stick shift, actually. He's a man of many talents. Don't see many 17-year-olds that know how to drive a stick, but he's one of them. The focus on Mose as he stares down his defender. Look at that, just excellent positioning by Mose. Look at the stance. Shorts up, butt low. Pacing in front of him. Through legs a little bit there. But it's still a Ginga ball here. Johnny's trying to get in. A battle here with Hegarty. Hegarty trying to get down. Johnny's got his hand in his hips there. He's trying to sneak inside of his pocket, see if he's got any leftover gum. Maybe a lifesaver or a mint, something he can sneak out of there, but that's a foul. We've got Cherokee in our chat. Cherokee says, let's go Olay. Some Olay fans. Who are you here cheering for? Are you watching the game from Cincinnati? Are you cheering on Ginga? Maybe you're one of the NFPL fans from another club as Fonso makes a nice save. Let me know in the chat. I'd be curious to know. Mo's getting forward now. Plays it across. Gabe on the ball. Tripped, but continues. Johnny's going to send one. Wow. That was intense. A bit of contact in there. I was thinking almost we could have had a foul, but we didn't. Still 2-2 here. Fonso collecting the ball, sending it out. New set of subs in for Grand Rapids Olay after a great line by the Young Guns and Mose. Cesar's getting forward. He's beat his player. He's trying to continue, but is broken up. Sammy. Ooh, and Gio sends one. We're going to have a Ginga throw here. This is Nakai. Now it's Hegarty. Hegarty, they've broken up the classic. Hegarty move, and Cesar, he's found Gio. Gio shoots one. Big save by Mr. Upgrade. Ooh, a nice little bird move as he tries to get around the corner, but not quite enough to beat the defender. It does go out of bounds. The cannon. That's right. Mr. Futsal News himself. Did you watch this episode of El Jaripeo before today's game? It was a good one as usual. Jake, Futsal Jake, working to bring futsal news from all around the world. Cesar, he does take acting classes for that level of drama. Gonna check to make sure he's all right. It's difficult when you're playing against a player like Cesar. He's young, he's scrappy, he wants to get in there, but he might also just run right into your shoulder with his nose, and I think that's what's just happened on that one. No foul appears to be called, and we're back into play. This is Coach Satoru. Just walking the ball forward, trotting carefully. Two high players for Ginga, one in each corner. A back heel play, a shot, and a save made by Futsal. Careful plotting by both teams. Lots of focus from the players, each one focused on the rotations, but it's given up. Ginga shoots, scores, it's a goal! Capitalizing is Jorge Ginavart. A goal for Ginga. Hey, if our stream team's with me, can we put up that little graphic about Ginavart? Did we get that ready for today's game? He's had himself quite the season, and scoring a goal to take the lead against Grand Rapids Olay, I'm sure we'll go up there with one of those moments for him. Ginavart, he's got 5 goals. This is his 6th goal, 6 assists on the season. Ginavart, he's all NFPL first team in 2022. He was the match week 9 NFPL player of the week, scoring 5 goals against Joy. That's Jorge Ginavart with a fantastic season and a great goal against Grand Rapids Olay. Now in the lead again is Ginga, 3-2 over Grand Rapids with 10 minutes remaining in this match. The pressure's on. The league champions. Can they be beaten? Beaten only one time last year by Joy. Could this year be the year they fall? And could it be to Ginga, an unsuspecting opponent? Grand Rapids Olay is coming on a doubleheader weekend. They had a huge game last night against Columbus, one that drained them emotionally. You have to make the trip all the way down to Columbus and back, and then be ready both physically and mentally to play. Today it's a volley. Fonso makes the save nonetheless with a ball that was just bouncing a bit funny anyways, and it's corner kick for Ginga. They try the same play here. Gio spooks the player off. Udiel makes the defensive play to stop the attack and will sub out of bounds for De Leon. Here's Jorge Ginavart playing it back. Nakai now playing across. Cesar does manage to pick it out, does go down though. Running through is the Ginga player. Sammy, he's got the ball now. Sammy hungry for his goal. Toe pokes. Nothing doing there, just a counterattack from Ginga, but new players coming in. A fresh batch of players for Ginga. Ball in. Nakai pointing at players like he's sightseeing. Continuing the header attack is Ginga. Pressured, opts to go back. Gio, he's coached all 3 of the players that are joining him on the court. Ginga not making it easy here. Excellent defending by them. Referee's made the correction. Johnny's pointed out he's too close on the kick-in. You have to be about 5 paces back from the ball on the kick-in. And that's just not the play that Grand Rapids Olay was looking for. Nakai will play it out of the back. Sends a long one into the sky and nothing doing. Now, most of these Grand Rapids Olay players, I think this is pretty magical, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 players. All of the Grand Rapids players had grown up playing soccer and futsal together, and mostly futsal. They've been under the guidance of Fabian or some of the other Olay, or at the time ABK coaches, and they've kind of created a dynasty here. Grand Rapids is on the map for how good they are at futsal. This includes youth competitions. This includes in the NFPL, as we saw them be the champions last year. And now they're trying to do it again. Can they get the back-to-back this year? But Ginga is trying as well to make a statement in this league. Ginga needs the win tonight, and they need to win out in the rest of their season to have a chance to qualify for the playoffs. And Gabe just gets a little too aggressive there, draws the foul, and it will be Ginga. We've got Jorge Ginevart in our stream profile here. He's from Barcelona, Spain. He was on the 2022 NFPL first team, and in match week 9, he was the player of the week. We've been watching you, Jorge. We've been watching you. You've been doing great. A little talking to here by the referees. Everyone's all sorted out. The game's calm again, and we're all set to play. Ginga thought they had it there, but it's Grand Rapids again. Some of the passes are hot. They opt to go back to Fonso, calm things down. They cannot go backwards now to Fonso. As he comes through. He's tripped up. As I'm looking out in the crowd here, I see some of our media partners joining us here today, including one particular newspaper that gives us pretty good coverage. It's El Vocero Hispano joining us today. Nice to see you, my friend. We look forward to seeing your article coming up here. Personally, I pick up that magazine when I attend my local taco joint at Tacos Al Cuñado. Great place to grab the magazine. A shot there from Villagomez, but sliding effort. And it works out for him. A corner kick now. Grand Rapids Olay. Johnny stepping up, sets the pick. Set to the air, nothing doing. A bit of a lull in today's game, but 7 minutes. Ooh, a nice spinning to beat the player. Beats another player and gets tripped from behind after beating 2 players. Not surprised to see the referee reaching into the pocket. That's color for Vicente Ocampo. Players are getting set here. Gabe Villagomez strikes one. More sliding defensive, putting everything on the line to maintain their 1-goal lead is Ginga. Tensions are high here in the building. The Grand Rapids fans are not used to seeing their team down by any amount. But 2 games in a row for Grand Rapids Olay. Last night and then tonight, they have taken the back seat to 2 Ohio teams. Gabe Villagomez showing his youthfulness as he both sends one way into the sky, one that could have gotten him onto the football team as the kicker. Fonso makes a nice save, collects the ball, sends it out fast. Villagomez now again. Johnny Zamudio, he's having a great game. Mose Crawford, this line has been so productive. Mose takes the shot, and he finds it. It's a goal. 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 third ties the game 3-3 here in the Grand Rapids Home School building. Wow, looks like it just maybe made a deflection somewhere on the way through, but it doesn't matter. It's in the net. Hegarty still looking for his first goal of the game. Hegarty, he's wearing number 19, and I mean in more ways than just his jersey. If you get a chance to really take a look at Eric, he's actually got a tattoo of number 19 just tucked on the side of his ear. It's on his right ear. It reads 19.
It was 27.
Shots, Fonso with the save. I believe they accredited that goal to Mose Crawford, I think. Mose Crawford, I think, is credited with the goal. Hegarty now with the game tied. Ginga, they're no strangers to ties, having 2 already this season. Both teams are looking to break things up. It's across to Hegarty. He's in his favorite spot, even a little closer than he usually would be. Nakai now. Udi gets in there, but Ginevart, he's there. Continuing forward is Ginevart. Again, it's tricky to play against a player that's only 5'5". You go up, he goes up. There's just a difference. He finds the back of his head. And I'm not sure, did I see a card come out? And that's a yellow card for, I believe, Kensuke Nakai. And the referees have indicated 5 fouls against Ginga. There's the official call from the referee. 5 fouls, 1 more against Ginga, 1 more committed by Ginga, that is, and Grand Rapids Olay is going to end up on the line. That could be a big difference maker in this game, as there's 5 minutes and 52 seconds still remaining. The timeout card comes out. We're going to see a timeout here from Ginga. They're going to need to make a strategy to get to the end of this game, but not if Grand Rapids Olay has something to say about it first. In order to get the timeout, you have to deliver the card to the referees, and your next possession, whatever it is what you get. Gio shoots one, deflects, out of bounds. It's going to be a corner kick. Still Grand Rapids Olay ball with a timeout pending. At this timeout, we're going to talk about playoffs. It's exciting. It's coming up, and we'll get you a little snapshot of the playoff picture. Here's Cesar Martinez. Crab walking forward, tiptoeing. Gio sends it through to Sammy. Sammy, ooh. And that's going to be a timeout for Ginga. Timeout. Well, let's take a look at the standings so far for the Great Lakes Conference. Ginga Football Sala is sitting in 4th place. Futsal Factory in 3rd. Columbus in 2nd. And your very own Grand Rapids Olay sits undefeated at the top of the table, but things could change tonight. In the Midwest Division, you've got Futsal Indy in 4th, Cadence in 3rd, Joy Athletic Club in 2nd, and Trizub in 1st. Also, we have a look at what the playoffs are going to be this year. It will be, so far, as decided, Great Lakes Conference number championship match, and we will crown the NFPL champion. We're back in here with more futsal action. On 5 fouls, Ginga needing a win here tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive, but also needing to get out of this game without fouling, without giving Grand Rapids Olay another goal. A very difficult task. Sammy Esquivel's on the court. Sammy, he's had a great season. If we have shots here, if we have the graphic about Sammy, I would love to see that one go up. Some things we can tell you about Sammy Esquivel. He had a great game last night, but he's 21 years old. He's out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's got 8 goals and even picked up his first assist last night, and he's a January Goal of the Month nominee. Sammy Esquivel, goal leader for Grand Rapids Olay, having himself quite the season. He's our Hummel player profile of today's match. Cesar! He does it! Goal! 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 Cesar Martinez snipes one just past the keeper, almost curled it around with his right foot, bringing Grand Rapids Olay into the lead. Only 4 minutes remaining in the game. Now the pressure's on Ginga. 5 fouls against them. They need the win tonight, and they are trying so badly to take down Grand Rapids Olay, trying to deliver their first loss. But Grand Rapids Olay now, it's their chance to defend and keeps the pressure coming as Johnny, as he shoots from all the way up in the Inuit territories of Canada to try to make that shot, but it's a bit too far. No accuracy. Nakai playing the fixo position. Junivart plays in Nakai, shoots. Goals. You see right there, that combination, that's why Jorge has 6 assists on the season. He plays that pivot position, just dishes the ball out, and picks up lots and lots of assists. Reading our chat in today's chat, Futsal Jake points out something very, very true. It's the business end of the season. It comes down to this. Every team, it's all about, can I get into that championship game? Cesar finds the ball again. 2 defenders on him, but is dispossessed. And it's going to be a Ginga ball there as the 2 young guns on the team work together to take a few more seconds, a few more ticks off the clock. 3 minutes and 31 seconds remain in the game. Grand Rapids Olay with 1 goal lead. Going big as they've tried to do so far, but Fonso manages to get his hands on that one. It's an in-conference game. It's the NFPL and the Great Lakes Conference, the second matchup between these 2 teams. Gabe sends one. Gabe with a laser. Clock is ticking for the goalkeeper. Going to play it in. Number 19, Haggerty. Now a cross. Jorge makes the corner. Sends across. Nobody's there. Johnny's going to try to dribble out. Ends up passing. Gabe is in the corner. And now back to the goalkeeper. 4 seconds to play. He does. Mose sends it away. De Leon, space in front of him. Cuts across. Finds Johnny. Johnny on the ball. Sends it to Mose at the back post. Mose was there for the back post tap in, but he doesn't quite find him. But still Grand Rapids Olay ball, 4-3 game. It's been tight all game long. Grand Rapids Olay, they've been tied. They've been down, now tied, and then back up again by a goal. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to fade in today's game. Can they continue their winning streak? Can they take it down? Can they show that they are the only undefeated team? Can they keep that record going? Here's De Leon. Outside to Johnny. Villa Gomez, one absolute screamer of a goal already. It's in front of the post. Upgrade makes a huge save. Ball goes sailing. A crucial save at a crucial time. I'm noticing the Ginga bench. There's chance of Olay coming from the crowd. They're starting to get into it. Johnny making it happen. Vicente Ocampo looking for the ball. He picks it up. He looks like he's got it. Needing to step out of the spaces, Olay, but it's a Ginga ball. And here's Jorge Ginavart, number 5. He's wearing players tied up, bodies falling, unclear what happened, but the 5th attacker is in for Ginga. It's desperation time with 2 minutes remaining. Ginavart puts on the blue jersey, acts as the goalkeeper, and it's 5 attackers. Can this defensive line for Grand Rapids hold? Can the Fortress stay together? Cracks are showing, and Ginga is looking to exploit them. Hegarty still needs a goal in this match, desperate for one. You can see it on his face. He wants this so bad. This team has meant so much to him. Oh, but Grand Rapids Olay, now they've got the pressure on. Trouble here. He's going to try to turn with Mose, the high pressure. Such a clean defender. It looks like the foul was a 4-second count against the goalkeeper. You'll be reminded that when the goalkeeper has the ball, they can only do it for 4 seconds. And in that case, Jorge Ginavart was the goalkeeper. He was wearing the blue penny. It's not a foul that goes towards the foul count. It's an indirect foul, so you won't see this one go to the 6th foul PK spot. Nonetheless, it's possession time that's not in favor of Ginga. It's Grand Rapids Olay ball now. 1 minute, 44 seconds. They opt to go back in the feet of Gio. High pressure, Fonso sends it out, scoops and goes, beats his man, Nakai. Left speechless, passing one more, Udiel wanted to find Mose. That's 2 times Mose has been open at that back post, and the pass hasn't made it to him. It is a difficult position, the goalkeeper position. You have to understand that when it's a goal clearance, unlike soccer where it's a goal kick, in futsal it comes from the hand. 5 attackers in. Grand Rapids Olay hustling to get behind the ball. Now retreating into their own territory. Uriel at the point of the diamond. Coach Atura, a splitting pass. Hegarty on the ball. Doesn't shoot yet. Sataru sending across. Fonso's there with the kick save. 1 minute now remaining in the game. Ginga Futsal trying to tie it up, looking for their 3rd tie of the season, but they need a win. They need 2 goals here, and Grand Rapids Olay is looking to stay undefeated. Header, defensive. They've got the ball, but Ginavart says no, trying to get forward. Ooh, and slips as he goes across. The ball is still in bounds. Little peg leg off of Gio. It's out of bounds for a goal clearance. Grand Rapids Olay all about their business. High pressure coming from Nakai. Nakai chasing down Sammy. Sammy Escobar sees him, goes forward. Cesar beats his player. Goal. That's wonderful. The receive of Cesar just by making a nice body fake, receiving the ball and going forward, he beats his player. Satoru. Ginavart. Ginavart stepped across the line now. Now that the goalkeeper's on the other side of the half, he has unlimited touches, but no goalkeeper in the net for Ginga. Grand Rapids Olay having to swing their defensive efforts. Fonso, is he going to have a go at it? He sends one. Goal! Pulls the old Mia Quintana and puts the ice on the game. 5-3, just seconds remain for Ginga. Another loss on their season is imminent. Grand Rapids Olay continuing to be undefeated, but not before a foul here. 8 seconds. Must score 2 goals in 8 seconds. It's been done before, but unlikely. Here's an opportunity. Eric Hegarty still seeking a goal. He's got 8 goals on the season. Standing 5'8", all NFPL, honorable mention, Eric Hegarty. He scored 2 of the 3 goals last time against Grand Rapids Olay when they traveled to Cincinnati. Playing chess is fun, so here it comes. Confusion there. The whistle did blow, but it was for the referee to get the attention of the wall. They've moved the wall back, and now Eric Haggerty is going to get a second chance at this one. Funso, set, low, hands ready, palms open. Eric shoots high and over the bar. And it's a timeout. Grand Rapids Olay. We asked that they take all of their timeouts so that I can talk to you. That's right. Are you enjoying today's NFPL action? Because the Grand Rapids Olay men has their final home game on March 25th right here at the Grand Rapids Homeschool Building, 7 p.m. Eastern. And after that, we go to the playoffs. And with that, the winner of today's NFPL regular season game goes to Grand Rapids Olay. Let's take this moment to recognize the players from both teams on their efforts on the court today. Special thanks goes to our game day sponsors, In-Law, and the offices of Springstead, Bardish, Borgula, and Lynch. To the viewers that have joined us online and in person, we thank you for your support of NFPL Futsal. I've been Rudy. It's been my pleasure to be here with you today. Be sure to subscribe to our NFPL YouTube channel on our climb to have 1,000 subscribers. And if you're looking for more NFPL action, Grand Rapids Olay men has their last home game right here, March 25th at the Homeschool Building, 7 p.m., and then we go to the playoffs. Peace to all. Good night.